I never thought electricity could turn my life upside down. But that's exactly what happened the morning I opened my power bill and felt my stomach drop. I'd lived in the house for just under 6 months. Quiet suburban neighborhood, clean sidewalks, identical mailboxes, the kind of place where nothing ever happens, and that's how the HOA liked it. I worked from home as a systems analyst. My routine was simple: wake up, coffee, laptop, work, no heavy machinery, no crypto mining, no electric vehicle, no workshops in the garage, just a normal guy in his early 30s living a boring, peaceful life. So when I saw the number on my electric bill, I thought it had to be a mistake. It was almost 3 times higher than the previous month. At first I laughed it off. Okay, I muttered, some glitch. But then I checked the previous bills, and the one before that. Each month, the usage had been climbing, slowly, quietly, like something was feeding off my power. That's when the unease set in. I walked around the house, checking everything. HVAC? Normal. Water heater? Fine. Appliances? Nothing new. I even shut off everything: lights, electronics, unplugged devices. The smart meter outside was still showing activity. That was my first moment of real fear, because something was pulling power, and it wasn't inside my house. Suspicion, irritation, growing anger. Now I should explain something. From the moment I moved in, there was one person who seemed way too interested in my existence. Her name was Linda. Everyone called her Linda from the HOA. But behind her back, they called her the neighborhood enforcer. Middle-aged, short blonde hair, always in a light-colored polo with the HOA logo stitched on it like a badge of authority. Clipboard permanently attached to her hands. She'd knocked on my door 3 times in the first week. First time, my trash bins were facing the wrong direction. Second time, my lawn was half an inch too tall. Third time, she claimed my porch light was too bright and distracting neighbors. She said all of this with a smile that never reached her eyes. At the time, I brushed it off. But once the power issue started, my mind went back to her, because Linda knew everything. She knew when you left, when you returned, when your lights were on, and when they weren't. One evening, as I was checking the breaker box outside, I noticed something that made my heart race. The panel seal had been disturbed. Scratches, fresh ones. Someone had opened it, and I knew it hadn't been me. That's when I heard her voice behind me. "Well," Linda said sweetly, "having power issues?" I turned around slowly. She was standing on the sidewalk, arms crossed, watching me like she'd been waiting for this moment. My instinct screamed. I decided not to confront her. Not yet. Instead, I called the power company. They ran diagnostics on my smart meter remotely. What the technician said next made my blood run cold. "Sir," he said, "your meter is detecting external draw." I asked him to repeat it. "There's a secondary load connected outside your home," he explained, "and it's not authorized." Then he added something that changed everything. "Also, your meter flagged tampering behavior 2 nights ago." That's when it hit me. Someone had physically tapped into my breaker box. Illegally, dangerously, and then he said the words I didn't expect. "Our system already auto-reported this to local authorities." I just sat there in silence. The smart meter had alerted the police, without me even asking, because that's how serious it was. I hung up and looked out the window. And guess who was standing across the street? Linda, watching my house. Again, 2 patrol cars arrived that evening. Lights flashing. Neighbors came out of their houses. Whispers spread. Linda rushed over, clipboard in hand, already talking. "These officers are here because of him," she said loudly, pointing at me. "He's been violating HOA regulations." The officer cut her off. "Ma'am," he said firmly, "this has nothing to do with HOA rules." They asked for access to the breaker box. Within minutes, they found it. A concealed line running underground, straight toward the HOA utility shed. Linda went pale. She started stammering. "It's community usage," she insisted. "We needed temporary power." The officer looked at her. "From a private residence?" Silence. They traced the line. It powered security lights, a heater, and an office inside the HOA building, all running on my electricity, for months, without permission, without notice, without payment. That's when the cuffs came out. Linda started screaming. "You can't do this! I run this neighborhood!" The officer replied calmly, "Not anymore." The fallout was nuclear. Linda was removed from the HOA board within 48 hours, charged with utility theft, tampering with infrastructure, endangering residents. The HOA was forced to reimburse me for every dollar, plus penalties. The power company upgraded my meter. Neighbors apologized. Some even admitted they'd suspected Linda of shady behavior for years. As for me, I sleep better now. Because the house is quiet again. The lights are mine. The power is mine. And the woman who thought she owned the neighborhood? She's just another name people whisper about. A reminder that entitlement always leaves a paper trail. And sometimes, a smart meter tells the truth before you even know you need it.